In this interview, you will learn how you can create an emotional reaction for your business that makes you stand out in the crowd, and how to take your existing customer base and create more business from it. So do you want to dive in and tell us what you do for people?
Well, pretty much I'm an author and a business coach, and I work with small businesses to transform what is typically an ordinary kind of commoditized business into the preeminent market leaders, I like to call them, so they can attract more, customers, clients, or patients and make more money. And I really do that by helping them find out what's unique about their business and helping them create better customer experiences that will differentiate them. In fact, so my book is called Chain Reactions, and it's really about how you can take your business and create better, stronger emotional reactions in your customers that will make them more loyal to your business and kind of make you stand out from all the others in the crowd. So if you think about it, really people, they tend to buy based on emotions and their feelings of what they're looking for and trying to get their problem solved. And if you can create those stronger reactions in your customers, then they're more likely to remain loyal and to keep doing business with you and refer you to their friends and relatives and colleagues and things like that. So my system's called Chain Reactions Marketing. And it's really a way to transform your business to stand out from the crowd.
Very cool. Okay, so you had me at emotional reactions. So tell us more about how you do that.
If you look at a business, everything about it is a sequence of activities that the customer goes through. They call it the customer journey. And as a customer engages with you in your business, as they find you on Google and then they go look at your website, or they browse around your website, or put something in a shopping cart and buy a product, and then use the product and perhaps contact your technical support. These are all links in a long chain, and along that chain or customer journey, there's all these points where you have the opportunity to create a emotional reaction within your customer, right? And your job is to make sure that those reactions are always as positive and awesome as possible, right? You want to have them feel like they'd be a fool to do business with anybody else but you, right? Regardless of the price.
Yes.
You want them to be excited and not to click away when they first hit your website because you haven't updated it in 10 years. If it still says, last update 1998, you're probably not going to get the reaction that you want.
Right. Okay. So I mean, that's one example, but tell me more about the emotional stuff, because I bet there are hooks and stuff that give us some examples.
Well, some of the things that I write about in the book, one example is just call a customer by their name. When someone, comes into your business, and these techniques work for online businesses or brick and mortar, when someone does business with you, call them by their name. There's been studies done that shown that even hotel receptionists or, people, desk clerks, they only ask for the customer's name or refer to the customer by name in around 20% of the interactions, right? One of the other techniques I teach my retail clients is the idea of what is called the Red Napkin Treatment. If you're in a restaurant and you go in and you're seated at the table, the hostess or the waitress or waiter that comes over, the first thing they should ask you is, have you ever been here before? And if you haven't, and your answer is no, it's our first time, they put a red napkin on the table and place your drink or whatever on that red napkin, as opposed to the standard, white cocktail napkin. And what this does is it is a signal to the manager who, as they walk around the restaurant or the bar or nightclub or whatever, it's a signal to them that you're a first-time visitor. And then they can give you special treatment. They can ask you, how was your meal? They could decide to give you a complimentary dessert or coffee to say, hey, welcome, first time, here. But you get that special treatment, and immediately you're going to have a more positive emotional connection to that restaurant, right? Assuming, the meal was good and everything else.
Yes.
But you've been singled out, and it's all because it started at the front of the chain, right? That hostess or waiter gave you that red napkin that allowed them to know that you were a first-time visitor. So, it's kind of like even dating, as you say, you act differently and talk differently to someone you're dating than someone you're engaged to, right? So you want to keep your customers special. So this red napkin treatment works in a food service type of business. I use the same technique in other service businesses, like a garage, an automotive dealership that has a service garage. If you're in there and for an oil change or some kind of service, and it's your first visit, they should ask you, is this your first visit? And if you say yes, we might hand you a bottle of water, but it has a blue label on it, as opposed to the standard bottle of water that doesn't. And then as you're sitting there in the waiting room, as the service manager walks around, or even someone from the show floor comes by, they can identify you as a first-time service customer, and they can ask you, how's your experience? And so you can use this technique.
Clever. People can do. So thank you for taking the time. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me. The time has just flown by here.